Here's an urgent alert from the Student Loan Hotline. The average student loan debt is $25,000. Have you been out of college for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? If you are struggling with paying off your student loan, if you are past due, we can help. Nationwide Student Loan Relief can now restructure your student loans. We can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop harassing collection calls, and even eliminate your student loan payment. If you can't afford your student loans, or if you're past due and you need help, you must call right now. We will restructure your loan or your money back, and that's a guarantee. So call the Student Loan Hotline right now. 800-949-8707. 800-949-8707. 800-949-8707.
Sports professor Rick Horrow, Beyond the Scoreboard, the inside look at the trillion-dollar business of sports from the deal-making, marketing, legal, endorsement perspective. Mid-Atlantic, national, everywhere that sports fans exist. We go beyond the box scores a little bit, especially since we have the beginning of the FedEx Cup playoffs. We have the nearing of the NASCAR playoff. We have NHL and NBA seasons not too far away. The NFL season even closer, and college football even closer than that. We have a special interview today from the golf perspective on what makes a corporation excited about being involved in golf, and Walmart, who sponsors the Walmart Championship or the Northwest Arkansas Championship presented by Walmart, has a opportunity to talk to us about what ROI really looks like and why they do things for the community. Dan Bartlett, who should know about all of these issues, is the EVP of Corporate Affairs for Walmart. We'll get to that in a few minutes. We'll talk first about all of the issues involved in sports, and if you want to see the 15 big topics this week, plus the 5 big topics in tech, CSN Mid-Atlantic, log on to the site. We have the entire list. Also, subscribe to us on our Apple Podcast and Stitcher, Audio Boom, and the like. Big show today, so let's get started. First of all, there's no doubt that Saturday's fight between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather going to be huge. Dana White, the UFC president, is going to be record-setting, he says, 4.9 million Showtime pay-per-view buys, the biggest fight ever, tracking right now to be the largest commercial pay-per-view event ever done. Expected total will shatter the previous non-heavyweight pay-per-view record of 4.6 million buys and about $430 million in revenue, Mayweather and Pacquiao. Mayweather earns about $350. McGregor hasn't provided specifics about his cut.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, more Rick Horrow, the sports professor.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Pizza Hut knows what every man, woman, and child wants. the best deal in delivery. And Pizza Hut has a large 2-topping oven-hot pizza for just $7.99 when you order online. It's the best pizza delivery deal. That's a large 2-topping pizza for $7.99 from pizzahut.com, right to your door. Order online today, because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Click for this offer. Delivery minimums and fees may apply. Additional charge for extra cheese, stuffed crust, and additional toppings. Product availability, prices, participation, and delivery areas may vary. The delivery charge is not a driver tip.
Shop Lowe's and take advantage of early Labor Day savings with great deals for your home inside and out. Refresh your walls or renew your deck with $10 to $40 off paint, exterior stains, and resurfacers. And if you've been craving new appliances, get up to 40% off select appliance special values on some of the best brands in the business. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Paint offer valid 8/24 through 9/6 via rebate. Appliance offer valid 8/24 through 9/13. Exclusions apply. See store for details. U.S. only.
The sun can make your outdoor deck and patio space so hot and uncomfortable you can't use it. But now there's the Sunsetter Retractable Awning. A Sunsetter Retractable Awning opens and closes in just 60 seconds, and it keeps your patio about 20 degrees cooler. It provides instant shade and protection from the sun's harmful rays. You can get your Sunsetter for as little as $5.99 when you call now to get your special $200 discount certificate and free awning idea kit. You're going to love your Sunsetter Retractable Awning. Sunsetter awnings are assembled in America and guaranteed to last. So call 800-692-0268 now to get a free awning idea kit with DVD plus your $200 Sunsetter discount certificate. This is a limited time offer, so call 800-692-0268. That's 800-692-0268 for your free awning idea kit with DVD and $200 discount certificate. There's no obligation, so call 800-692-0268 now.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow. We pick up right where we left off.
A lot of life-changing money, he says. Well, I'd say so, and my take is that white's been synonymous with hype before, but this time around, indications are strong the bout will KO revenue records, and we'll have to see. How about golf? Well, we're looking forward to the entire golf perspective with the beginning of the playoffs, and we'll get into, as we said, Dan Bartlett in a few minutes, but the Indy Women in Tech Championship presented by Guggenheim has announced they'll reroute the Brickyard Crossing Golf Course for the inaugural LPGA event in Indianapolis. The reroute features 144 of the world's best female golfers. They'll see traditional holes 7 and 10 inside the track become 15 to 18 for the tournament. The remaining hole order will also change, and organizers rerouted the course to create a more impactful experience for players, spectators, and TV viewers. We can't wait to see one of the world's best female golfers holding a putt on the new tournament hole 18 to win $300,000, said Harry Hardy, the tournament director. 11 out of the 12 U.S. Solheim Cup players confirmed, including world's number 2 Lexi Thompson and KPMG Women's Champion winner Danielle Kang. We're delighted with the strength of the field and support from top players for the inaugural Indy Women in Tech Championship, said Dan Towers, president of and CEO of Guggenheim Life and Annuity. Innovation is key for tournament week, highlighting women in technology. Guggenheim is proving to be a worthy steward. Can't wait for the event itself. Hard to believe, but we're talking NBA in a number of different contexts. First of all, the arena itself. All over, arena is very important to the development of facilities and, of course, franchises. Seattle city officials hoping to finalize a deal to renovate Key Arena before the year's end. An agreement to renovate the arena for NBA and NHL teams expected to be completed by September 12. Oakview Group proposing $564 million renovation of the iconic arena, competing against a bid from entrepreneur Chris Hansen to build a privately funded arena from the ground up. One knock against Hanson's bid: Mariners, Seahawks, Sounders complained that Hanson's group has yet to negotiate a binding event scheduling deal with them. Some City Council Arena Committee's members concerned about being able to meet the quickly approaching deadlines, and they've engaged their own consultant to review the city's draft MOU with the Oakview Group after September 12. Bumps up against the start of a 2-month period typically used by staffers to help finalize the city's budget. Well, they'll be working overtime. In order to avoid a build-it-and-nobody-will-come scenario, both competing groups need to solicit full input from the local teams ASAP. Otherwise, it's just idle talk. And the bottom line is it's an important city for the NBA and maybe the NHL. Speaking of important cities, Miami, a defending champion a while ago, the Heat done away with all paper tickets. The 18-19 season smartphone, if you don't have one, you can't get in. The Miami Heat app store does much more than scan tickets, merchandise, food, and the like. Want to be able to send an exclusive messaging brand on who you are. If you're a family of 4, want to give you a relevant content that only a family of 4 would care about. And the Miami Heat starting to take the most efficient next steps in technology to enhance the fan experience. There will be others following up, not far behind. Clearly, data is the key. Speaking of analytics, Hoop Metrics Basketball Lineup Optimizer Analytics and Predictive Statistics. How about that? NBA, then AAU Youth Basketball. Introducing Court Click. You tap the floor where the stat happened. They do the rest. 10-dex, plus minus, offensive and defensive efficiency, lineup suggestions, and many more. It's something that you can refer to and not necessarily explain, but I will say this. All of this analysis is now right at the fingertips of everyday players and coaches, and using this new accessible technology could lead to a whole new form of development for youth players and teams as they look to add a competitive advantage. Finally, basketball generally, this year's coming NBA schedule emphasizing player health and rest. The league's schedule this next year will start 1 week earlier than it typically does, eliminating scenarios where teams play 4 games in 5 nights. Over the past few years, players have been quick to blame brutal travel schedule as the primary reason for a lot of unnecessary injuries due to wear and tear. The move is also in the best interest of the league to protect its TV ratings. Multiple nationally televised games on ABC last season marred by all-stars sitting out to rest. No team will have to travel more than 3,500 miles in the 7 days prior to a marquee nationally televised game. That means the Wizards and others will be benefited directly. ABC really trying to bolster its ratings this season. None of the ABC games for the Golden State Warriors this year are back-to-back, so they're clearly interested in other issues. Well, shifting from basketball, let's focus on soccer for a few minutes, clearly the world's game. And the joint World Cup bid between the U.S. and Canada and Mexico taking a step forward. Potential host cities have been announced by the organizing committee. 44 cities contending to host the record 80 matches comprising the 2026 World Cup. Of the cities on the list, every NFL stadium is included except the Buffalo Bills' New Era Field, even Lambeau Field, never hosting a soccer match in its storied history, was added to the list over New Era. Los Angeles boasted 3 different stadiums on the list: Rose Bowl, City of Champions, and LA Memorial Coliseum. Mexico had only 3 potential sites noted. Morocco submitted a last-minute bid to vie against the North American bid, meaning FIFA will not be able to to expedite the voting process as U.S. soccer officials had hoped. But the Morocco bid is likely just a speed bump. For both practical and political reasons, the North American bid has strong backing and should prevail, meaning FedEx Field, M&T Bank Stadium, and others will be added to the list in the not-too-distant future. It's on the list now. Now we're going to see some soccer there. And speaking of soccer from the MLS variety, Nashville MLS took a big step forward by releasing initial stadium renderings in the soccer-specific facility. Group trying to land an expansion bid unveiled designs for a 30,000-seat stadium, transforming the aging Metro-owned Fairgrounds Nashville. A huge gap in the plan at this point is a cost figure and financing plan whose elements are expected to come in the near future. The CEO of the city, Rich Riebling, said the mayor's office hopes to have these final negotiations in 45 to 60 days and file legislation for a stadium deal in October. The proposed stadium site is on 117 acres south of downtown, and Nashville Soccer Club's holding chair John Ingram spoke at a special Metro Council committee meeting to present the stadium renderings. Having a successful stadium approved by the MLS is absolutely essential to the ultimate financing and franchise application, he said. Well, that's obvious. Ingram first made his mark in the book world via publishing biggest wholesale business. Now he's trying to balance Nashville soccer books. We'll see. Obviously, D.C. United getting its deal done and looking at expansion teams, well, it's the fact of getting something done and looking at the league value increasing as well. Finally, as far as soccer is concerned, the English Premier League has experienced quite a shift in sponsor demographic over the past decades. The shirt sponsors have changed beyond recognition since the days where Queen's Park raged.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, more Rick Horrow, the sports professor.
The following update is for drivers who pay too much for car insurance due to DUIs, DWIs, tickets, or anything else. By now, you know all too well that SR22 auto insurance is way more than you'd ever want to pay. You probably thought you didn't have a choice, but you were wrong. Our company specializes in low-cost, very affordable SR22 auto insurance for high-risk drivers. We know that mistakes happen, so take pride in being able to offer absolutely free quotes for this very affordable auto insurance meant specifically for you, the overpaying high-risk driver. We're standing by at 800-758-0725. The only thing you need to do is stop waiting around while your monthly payments stay as high as they are. Our knowledgeable representatives are ready for your call at 800-758-0725. The quote is free, and we'll even handle the filings so you could start saving money every month even sooner. Call 800-758-0725. That's 800-758-0725. Once more, 800-758-0725.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for prescription drugs? Well, we have great news. Now you can finally get prescription drugs at huge discounts from Canada Drug Center. That's right, the most popular drugs for cholesterol, high blood pressure, depression, diabetes, arthritis, and many more are now up to 75% off. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices when you can get brand name drugs at the lowest price? Call today and get up to 75% off all the popular brand name prescription drugs. Never pay high prices again. Get the most popular drugs at huge savings from our Canadian and international pharmacies and fulfillment centers. No insurance? No problem. Prices are so low you do not need benefits or insurance to get all your prescriptions fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting to take your call now. Order today and get free shipping. Just call 800-950-1180. Up to 75% off all the popular brand name prescription drugs and free shipping. Call 800-950-1180. That's 800-950-1180.
The Renaissance Indian Wells Resort and Spa is a desert oasis for family travel or a quick weekend getaway in the Coachella Valley. It's the perfect place to recharge. The world-class resort features stunningly appointed hotel rooms, 5 restaurants, and a rejuvenating spa with an array of relaxing treatments. In addition to health and wellness classes, you can play golf, tennis, or enjoy one of the many hiking trails the area has to offer. Taking care of their little guests is a top priority, offering a kids program along with a family-friendly pool featuring the only sandy beach in the valley. Non-stop flights are available from San Francisco to Palm Springs, so be sure to book your Renaissance Indian Wells Oasis Getaway today. Call 760-773-4444. Once again, that's 760-773-4444. Or go to Marriott.com and check out the Renaissance Indian Wells Resort and Spa in Indian Wells, California for some great deals.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow. We pick up right where we left off.
Since the days where Queens Park Rangers promoted classic FM and Blackburn Rovers McEwen's Lager, and instead of bearing the names of alcohol brands, an influx of foreign money has seen bookmakers take over a significant share of kit sponsorship deals with EPL clubs. This season, 9 bookmakers signed on as jersey sponsors, one down from last season's record of 10. And when the EPL started in 92-93, the biggest sectors for shirt sponsorship were consumer electronics. 6 deals with beer, with consumer electronics. 6 deals with them. Beer with 4. Electronics and beer held a steady presence through the 1990s before falling off in the 2000s. One beer sponsor, Chang Beer, on Everton shirts last year. And the take is this: changing times beget changing logos. And while the EPL has embraced bookmakers, it'll be many, many years before American pro sports do so, if ever. But yet, American jerseys are having patches on them for basketball, jersey kit deals for soccer, as all of the soccer franchises in the MLS are attesting. And the bottom line is corporate activation, really important in sports. Leading us to our interview, the Northwest Arkansas Classic presented by Walmart happened a month and a half ago, but it's keyed into the fact that the Northern Trust is the weekend, the FedEx Cup's first playoff elimination tournament, and every major tournament on both the men's and women's sides are having major corporations involved. Walmart doesn't get involved in a lot of stuff, so it's really important to understand why they do what they do. Dan Bartlett, the EVP of Corporate Affairs for Walmart, he's responsible for government relations and public policy and otherwise. He also was the Chief Executive Officer of the U.S. Division of Hill & Knowlton before he served, and then Global Advisor to Business Leaders, representing key sectors of the American global societies and global economy. Dan also served as the CEO of Public Strategies, several high-ranking positions at the White House, completing his service as counselor to President George W. Bush in July of 2007. As one of President Bush's most trusted advisors, he was responsible for all aspects of communications, and including speech writing and Office of Communications. He also played key roles in George W. Bush's presidential and Texas gubernatorial campaigns. Graduate of UT Austin, LBJ School of Public Affairs. He is a Longhorn in Arkansas, which causes some issues, but certainly the global social engagement of Walmart. Sustainability, hunger, female empowerment, really important. But as you hear Dan, it's very clear that it's really important for corporations to be invested in any event they sponsor. Dan Bartlett, Walmart.
Sports Professor Rick Horrow, inside the boardroom, beyond the scoreboard. We're here at the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship presented by P&G. There, I finally got it out correctly in front of the guy that I need to. There are so many sponsors to this event, and obviously Walmart first and foremost on it. But let's remember something. This is not an event that is a typical run-of-the-mill golf tournament. This is a textbook example of how you build enduring partnership to affect social change. And Dan Bartlett, the EVP of Corporate Affairs for Walmart, he's the guy that's basically driving this, that drives other things. Dan, how are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
Thank you very much. So the resume, the bio, is responsible for government relations, public policy, corporate communications, philanthropy, the company's social responsibility and sustainability initiatives. That's all?
You know, what else is there to do? It's an incredible privilege to be able to represent the company in more than 28 countries around the world. And we have many stakeholders, as you can probably imagine, from government to NGOs to community leaders, and our opportunity, for example, for this tournament is really special.
Well, and frankly, you have a very unique experience coming into this perspective. It was obviously at the White House and also Hill and Knowlton, and not only at the White House, but counselor to George W. Bush in July 2007 and otherwise. So you've basically seen it all, but yet I see a special twinkle in your eye about this tournament. Why is that?
Well, it's being an avid golfer myself, I have young boys that are into golf. The way that the life lessons that golf can teach young people, and the way that they can be role models in communities and really be a part of the fabric of the community is something that's always been personally interesting to me, and it also fits very nicely for what Walmart considers itself as a member of the community. So we really believe it's a perfect fit.
Well, let's talk about Walmart's perspective on this. They have been involved since day one. They're 11 years in this. They've taken the title for the last few years. Taking the title is almost a derogatory term because it's not that. You're a partner. You're a friend of the event, and you and Octagon, and I guess to a lesser extent, or early P&G, and then Tyson's other, built something really special in this community. Give me the evolutionary history of it.
Well, it's just that. It's something that, sports events are not something that were instinctively things that Walmart has done. But when we looked at this at face value, said, what better way for us to give back to this local community? And despite how big we are and how many countries we're in, over 2 million employees around the world, it really all does start here in Northwest Arkansas, where the founders are from, where this company really got its start. And for us to be able to give back in a way and open up a first-class event like this of world-class professionals was something that we saw as a no-brainer. Now, it has evolved into something where we were just putting on a golf tournament to now the community engagement throughout the week, even before the the balls fly on the first day, has been the part that we're really proud of, and that's something we'll continue to build on each year with Octagon.
It is only humility to suggest that Sam Walton and others, because they live here, that's why the tournament is here. There are a lot of national, international headquarters. Safeco just terminated its naming deal in Seattle, who decide that they're here, but they only want to have a minimal investment. So it's coupled with the geographic proximity, but also a tremendous vision about what an event like this can do in the future.
Well, that's exactly right. And the fact that the LPGA really is an embodiment of world-class professionals around the world. And like I said, while we're located in this little small niche here in the United States, we extend across several continents. And for us to be able to extend our reach through this tournament to reach people maybe otherwise who wouldn't think about Walmart was a unique opportunity.
Global social engagement defined as sustainability, hunger eradication, and female empowerment. You can't do that overnight. That's a pretty lofty set of goals.
No, it is. And it's something that for the last, I would say, 15 years or so, we've gotten really serious about it. We understand that not only do we provide we think a good social benefit of bringing low prices to everyday Americans, the fact of the matter is companies are expected to do more, and we take that responsibility seriously. And so whether it's what we're doing to train and empower women around the world, in factories around the world, in our supply chain, or whether it's using the very scale and logistics that we have to drive efficiencies that can take greenhouse gases out of the air and do things to leave a better footprint than what we had before, is something we think is very natural to our business.
Yet you read textbooks about sports marketing. You don't see a lot about Walmart. But this event is a textbook example of what to do and how to create an event that transcends sports. What's so special about this event?
The growth that we've seen over the course of the 11 years is fantastic. And one of the things, and I've been involved in other sporting events, particularly the PGA Tour, the accessibility of the LPGA Tour and the engagement of the players, and that's been the real validator that I've seen, is that the way they get really excited about coming to Northwest Arkansas. They see this as a special event. It's not a major, but it's a special event on the calendar, and we think that's because the small role we're playing with other partners like P&G, but the community has just put their arms around this event in a way that I don't think we could have really foreseen many years ago.
I assume it also helps that you got a commissioner like Mike Wan who's committed to adding 70,000 new girls to the golf force every year, plus somebody like Andy Bush and Octagon who have a partnership entrepreneurial mentality to pull this off as well.
They do. They make it doesn't feel like a transactional relationship. It does feel like one big family, which is fantastic. And I also personally serve on the National First Tee Board. And so I came out yesterday because the local chapter of the First Tee had all young girls out here with the players. And to see them come out and in such big numbers and engage with the tour players, I mean, these are things that, like I said, if you're going to say as a company that you're truly part of the fabric of the community, what better way to display that than an event like this?
I'm told that there's a published report that says that you have the region has over 1,000 supplier offices.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, more Rick Horrow, the sports professor.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780. Nobody really needs or wants home security until it's too late. You've heard the statistics about how many burglaries there are per day. You see the news. You know there are people out there that do bad things. The best way to help protect your home and your property is with an ADT monitored system from Protect Your Home, an ADT authorized premier provider. Call right now to get a free wireless home security system valued at $850. An ADT monitored system can help protect your home from fires, theft, floods, and call for emergency help. Call now to find out more about our $850 $50 free wireless home security system and start enjoying the peace of mind of security today. Call 800-587-4281. 800-587-4281. 800-587-4281. This offer is for new customers only. Termination fees apply. $99 customer installation charge and 36-month monitoring agreement required. All for details. License terms and conditions available at secureathome.com.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow. We pick up right where we left off.
The first tee had all young girls out here with the players, and to see them come out and in such big numbers and engage with the tour players, I mean, these are things that, like I said, if you're going to say as a company that you're truly a part of the fabric of the community, what better way to display that than an event like this?
I'm told that there's a published report that says that you have the region has over 1,000 supplier offices that are directly related to Walmart. That's a wonderful thought from a business perspective. We can go there. Yeah. But how do you decide who gets in the Pro-Am or not?
I think you probably talked to Mark Henneberger. He's got. I try to stay out of that. You know, I've done with politics before. Yeah. That's kind of politics I don't want anything to do with.
By the way, it's the worst kind of politics, right?
Kind of politics. It is a unique ecosystem that exists here. Some would even call it an anomaly for this part of the country because all of these suppliers we have here. Sometimes we argue there's kind of an expat community that lives here, and you can run into people from all around the world because those suppliers typically. Walmart is one of their largest, if not largest, clients. And so they want to be close to the business, but it's created this dynamic community and one that made it natural for us to be able to engage in a tournament like this. And like I say, have a 2-day Pro-Am because there's so much demand to play with these young ladies.
Do you remember the show West Wing?
I've heard about it.
Yeah, you have. Of course you have. You know what's coming, don't you?
A little bit.
Yeah. So, am I supposed to ask that question? Because I'm going to ask it anyway. So, it was
take questions from Tim Russert. I think I can handle you.
All right. Yeah, you can. You definitely can. Look, yeah. So, the bottom line is this is an amazing show. My family watches it. And the president's name is Bartlett. Any relation?
It's funny you say that. They named it after the former governor of New Hampshire.
Right.
And we've done kind of the look back, and apparently there is some ancestry there that I'm connected to the former governor of New Hampshire and the person that they named after. So a small tie there.
The answer is yes. And he probably knows exactly the relationship, but he's not going to disclose it. Yeah. Now, here's the next question, which is...
I did get a chance to meet Toby, the one with the beard.
Yeah, that's right.
That was my kind of the person who had my role in the White House. And he came to Washington many years ago during one of those big media events, and I had a chance to spend some time with him, which was kind of neat to see the guy on TV who played the role that I had.
What do you think is more pressure, deciding who gets in this Pro-Am or actually sitting at the White House on a day-to-day basis?
Look, I mean, it is apples and oranges in many respects. I tell you, though, it's interesting. I tell people a lot of times working at Walmart, it's like my second stint in government because it's like a little country here as big as we are. But, you know, look, like I said, the politics of golf sometimes can be more difficult than the mess we see up in Washington. I'll say this. My political experience looks better in the rearview mirror.
That's an interesting comment. And by the way, we will not go there. A, we don't have enough time, and we're just not going there. So the other thing quickly is a lot of it's anecdotal. A lot of it is strategic. Some of it is metrics, but we're not going to get into that. At the end of the day and at the end of a tournament like this on a weekly basis, how do you measure success?
Yeah, that's a good point. There are the obvious metrics of the gate and how many people are coming in, and each year it grows in numbers. And so we're mindful of that. Like I said, the validation that comes from the players, from our partners, the community partners, and each year we evaluate it. And it's been a pretty easy decision to say, let's re-up again, because the return on investment, so to speak, is one that is everlasting here in the community.
And again, one of the other uniquenesses here is the Arkansas Council and the Walmarts, the PMGs, and the Kimberly-Clarks and the Tysons. And Octagon, I would assume at the end of a year, it's not, are we going to continue, but how do we make it better?
That is the case. Obviously we are all under demands of P&Ls and those things, so we have to go through a process. But it is a pretty, easy process because the results have just been fantastic. And so I'm also excited by how entrepreneurial that Octagon is about this, that each time we come up with a new way to engage the community, a way that makes this a distinct tournament compared to everything else the ladies will see on tour.
And I got one final question. How do you explain yourself? You're a Longhorn and Razorback country. How did that happen?
Trust me, I'm a lone voice here, and the harder part for me is to make sure none of my young four boys flip on me. So, we have to keep the apparel. We have to represent as often as possible. The challenge has been the Razorbacks have been playing better in sports than the Longhorns have as of recent, so we got to turn the tide there. But I remember it was 2 years ago, I think Arkansas beat Texas in a bowl game, and my kids got hazed at school, and we got roused pretty hard. So I get routinely, and there's a bet that whether I'll wear a Razorback shirt tomorrow in our pro-am. I'll bring news to you that it's not going to happen.
That's the answer. That's probably more important than anything else is here, ladies and gentlemen. Dan Bartlett, EVP Corporate Affairs, Walmart. Big deal, big event, big contribution. Rick Horrow, talk to you in a minute.
We'd like to thank Dan Bartlett for giving us his wisdom on the heels of the FedEx Cup in playoffs in the Northeast, and obviously New York, and then Boston, and then finally in Atlanta. But also every sporting event needs a major sponsor for the trillion-dollar business of sports. A lot of key events going on. Well, we'll talk about it again. We'll like to see how it works. But another bargain with the audience and the younger demographic, just bear with us because there's a very important point at the end of this interview. The interview is Pete Lecoq. Now, many of you probably don't know who he is. He played for the Cubs from 72 to 76. Then he played for the Royals. And 224 RBIs and 257, lifetime batting average, 27 home runs. The Cubs' first-round pick in the 70 draft. Why is that relevant? Well, he is a Renaissance guy. He does a lot of stuff now as an athlete and business after he retired. But that's not good enough. He's the son of Peter Marshall, and any of you guys or gals who know what Hollywood Squares was way back when, he was friends with the Rat Pack, Sammy Davis Jr., and the whole idea of sports and entertainment takes a new twist. This is a guy who couldn't sing and went into baseball, unlike the other people who really can't play and went into some other kind of job. So, ladies and gentlemen, bear with us. I think you'll be happy with what you hear. Pete Lecoq. Sports Professor Rick Horrow, keeping score beyond the boardroom. Very interesting perspective here. We're at the Joe Madden Trying Not to Suck benefit tournament. It benefits his Hazelton Foundation, HIP, the Integration Project, and each year it's been more of a tradition. And one of the stalwarts of the Cubs, who has an incredibly interesting story, Pete Lecoq. Pete has been toiling in the hinterlands with with the Cubs, obviously, for years and proud, like everybody is, player and fan, to look back and have people stop him on the street and talk about what it's like to now be affiliated in some way with the defending world champion Chicago Cubs. How does it feel?
It feels great. You know, when I first started with the Cubs, you know, I was kind of at the end of the old guys era, you know, with Sano and Kessinger and Becker and Pepitone. And, you know, I learned a lot of baseball from these guys, and they took me under my wing when I first got up because I was young when I got there. And it was, and, you know, I saw the evolution of baseball.
And the evolution of baseball has been quite significant. So from when you broke in, which was when?
It was 1971.
All right, so it's been 80 years? No, it's been a long time since you broke in. It feels like it. What is the biggest change that you've seen in the business of baseball since you broke in the early 70s?
Well, I think money is probably the biggest thing that you see. You know, when I was first year, it was minimum salary was $18,000. And now it's almost $500,000. And so that has changed the game a lot. A lot of times when you were doing appearances, autograph things, it was to make money and to get by. But, you know, now things have changed where these guys have enough money to do whatever they want.
So 46 years since you broke in, and the payroll now for the Cubs starting the season was about $178 million. Do you have second thoughts? If you had to do over again, would you have been born 45 years later?
Absolutely not. I really loved the time that I played. You know, these guys were so dedicated. I remember coming up and seeing Fergie Jenkins and Billy Williams, and Ernie Banks, and these guys were making $100,000 a year. They played 20 years, Hall of Fame careers. Things have changed.
Everybody in Chicago that I've talked to, it's generational. They remember where they were, the Kennedy assassination, the bombing of Pearl Harbor, if you go way back when. This rises to that. How does it make you feel being affiliated with that kind of movement?
I'm really proud to be affiliated with the Cubs, you know, and it's a shame because, you know, I played with the Royals and I was in playoffs, World Series, and they don't do anything for their alumni, not like the Cubs do. And Mr. Ricketts has made the alumni feel like they're part of the organization.
So the branding of the Cubs is obviously very important. How do you, and I think you just partially answered it, how do you kind of play your part? What is the next step to perpetuating the brand? It's now met the challenge of winning the World Series onward and upward, but how do you kind of keep pace with the brand and make sure that the Cubs stay the brand that is one of the top 5 or 6 in baseball?
Well, you know, you look at it, some of the older guys, they're older guys now, and, you know, the guys that are coming in, like Gary Matthews, myself, Bob Denier, you know, there's a lot of guys that are proud to be Cubs. We love to go to the ballpark and meet people and just, you know, be a supporter of the Chicago Cubs.
All right, now here's the piece that the Reuters International and other audiences really want to know. Pete LeCoq's baseball career is only one small part of this Renaissance man. So talk about Pete LeCoq and entertainment and your dad and the whole story.
You know, I grew up, my dad's Peter Marshall, the host of Hollywood Squares, but a lot of people didn't know that my dad's sister is Joanne Drew, and she co-starred with John Wayne, and, you know, we always had interesting people in our house, that's for sure. Sammy Davis Jr. was a really good friend of my dad's. There were a lot of the guys at Rat Pack, because my dad did summer stock every year in Las Vegas, and that kind of grew up in Vegas, hanging out with Joey Bishop and Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra. And Tom Dreesen's here, and he's a great guy too, and a good friend of my dad's. And you know, it's interesting because you know, growing up with that, you know, people always say, wasn't that exciting? Well, it was just, that's the way it was. You know, those people were friends of my dad's, and it was just kind of normal to see them around.
Most people try to grow up and play baseball and can't hit a curveball and go into acting. You have another perspective. When did you realize when you were growing up that your career was with stick and ball, not stage and screen?
Well, you know, I didn't start playing baseball until I was 14. And then I was the #1 draft pick when I was 17. And, you know, it was amazing. interesting. I really wanted to play professional football, and I'm surely glad I didn't go that route. And, you know, in my high school, I had guys like Robin Yount, Rick Dempsey, Rick Auerbach, Kevin Kennedy, Guy Hansen, Larry Durker, Rick Durker, Larry Yount, you know. So we had a good baseball program, and we learned a lot. And we played a 62-game high school schedule. So we played a lot of baseball. There were a lot of scouts looking at other people, and
we're going to take a short break, but when we return, more Rick Horrow, the sports professor.
Rebuild or replace transmission, $3,200. Anti-lock brake system, $1,000. Rebuild or replace engine, $2,400. Truth is, once your manufacturer's warranty runs out, it's all on you. Every last cent. Get protection for covered repairs with a vehicle service contract from Toco Warranty. Unlike other companies, with Toco, there's no down payment, and the monthly payments are really affordable. Not sure how long you're keeping your car? At Toco, you can pay as you go. Keep your hard-earned cash and call Toco Warranty right now at 800-222-2313 to save big money on covered auto repairs. Prices vary by vehicle, but for about the cost of a tank of gas per month, a Toco plan has your back on expensive covered car repairs. Monthly payments are very affordable. Get your free quote now. Call Toco at 800-222-2313. That's 800-222-2313. 800-222-2313. Cancellation fee may apply. Subject to eligibility. Not available in Missouri and Washington. Waiting period and deductible apply. Coverage provided and administered by Warrantech Corporation or its affiliates. Not affiliated with any manufacturer or dealership. Visit TocoWarranty.com for complete terms and conditions.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
When you struggle with credit card bills every month, you're not just in debt. Debt is all around you.
I see people every day that are on the brink. They're going to go over the edge, and at the bottom is bankruptcy, and we pull them back.
At the Debt Helpline, we're experts at helping you resolve your debt problems and become free of debt. We can help you pay off your debt and give you one lower monthly payment that you can afford.
You do get to consolidate your payments. You only have to worry about making one payment a month instead of making 3 or 4 or 5.
If you have $5,000, $10,000 or more in credit card bills, call the Debt Helpline now for a free confidential debt analysis.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. Call the CESI Debt Helpline right now for a free confidential debt review. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow. We pick up right where we left off.
My high school, I had guys like Robin Yount, Rick Dempsey, Rick Auerbach, Kevin Kennedy, Guy Hansen, Larry Durker, Rick Durker, Larry Yount, you know. So we had a good baseball program, and we learned a lot. And we played a 62-game high school schedule. So we played a lot of baseball. There were a lot of scouts looking at other people, and, I just happened to get picked up.
Sports and entertainment, you have the ability to see it firsthand, the differences and similarities. What are the kind of biggest differences between the world of sports and the world of entertainment from your perspective?
Well, the world of entertainment is definitely who you know. And in baseball, you can't hide talent. You've got to perform. Everything's a number. And if your numbers don't fit, you're not going to play baseball very long. So that's kind of it. My dad started singing in nightclubs when he was 12 years old in New York, and my dad's dad died at an early age, and he went out and he made himself who he is today. And I mean, can you imagine going to New York and singing in little clubs at 12 years old? But my dad's sister was Joanne Marshall at that time, and she was a Vogue model. And then when they moved her to Hollywood, she said, Marshall's too long. You got to go to Joanne Drew. So, people are saying, well, why is her name Drew? You're the Marshall. Your name Lecoq. My dad's name is Ralph Pierre Lecoq, and that's what my name is.
So your dad lives in L.A. now?
He does live in L.A. He's still singing. He's 91 years old. He just was at the McCallum Theater in Palm Desert doing a concert, a Nat King Cole thing, and he's got a radio show, 5 days a week, Music of Your Life on PBS, and so he keeps busy.
Dodgers fan, Royals fan, Cubs fan?
My dad's a Cub fan.
He was because of you? Or, yeah, obviously.
Yes. And again, the Cubs have always been so nice to my family, my dad especially, when he'd come into town, they'd make him feel special. But, if you're a Cub player and it doesn't matter who your dad is, they make you feel good.
So Pete Lecoq, sportsman, global sports icon, Peter Marshall Jr., you could say, obviously Renaissance man. Thank you very much, my friend.
Yeah.
Cool.